Alright, sorry about that, guys. I'm not sure. Well, I know exactly what happened. I live in the middle of fucking nowhere off grid, and sometimes the tower just goes down for no reason, and apparently that seems to be what happened. Um, Luckily, I am moving, so this is like the last little week that I have to deal with this little BS 4G in the middle of nowhere stuff. I'll have much better signal. It's the first time I've ever had one completely drop like that midstream. I almost thought I thought I got hit with copyright at first. And then I was like, all right, it's not copyright because I looked down and my laptop's still going or had already stopped. And I'm like, all right, so my laptop's already stopped and it doesn't say a copyright strike. So, anyways, I thought it was maybe the audiobook we were listening to. I thought maybe it was giving commands because it was like saying start recording, stop recording, stuff like that, like in the audiobook. And I'm like, man, this sucks. Well, we're going all the way back to the beginning of the build. At least I know exactly what I want to do now. It's bullshit. Sorry about that, guys. Yeah, I don't know what the deal was with that. It's so weird.
More than a sparse collection of dust and rock around a red dwarf, marked by a navigational beacon left there thousands of years before by a long-dead Republic survey team.
So,
It was a
I just got a
lonely
shitty
place,
signal in the middle of
but
nowhere.
what,
I
as it turned out,
apologize.
an empty one.
Unknown fighter. This is the Kroig's revenge.
A voice said in Luke's cockpit.
This is a restricted system. Shut down all flight systems and prepare for inspection.
R2, calculate the next jump and get us out of here, Luke said. R2 whistled in acknowledgement, and Luke threw the control yoke hard right, grimacing at how sluggishly the Y-wing responded. His sensor scope lit up, and his eyes took in the information. 3 TIE fighters backed up by a Razor-class frigate.
Oh no!
Squealed 3PO.
We're in danger! R2, do something!
Hang on, 3PO, Luke said sternly. He turned to the navigational heading R2 gave him and opened up the Y-wing's throttle, trying to coax every bit of speed out of the heavy fighter. But moments later, brilliant flashes of light erupted around them, and the Y-wing shuddered. The 3 TIEs raced overhead, and Luke squeezed the trigger, peppering them with laser fire as they wheeled around for another pass. How long, R2? He asked. R2 whistled and hooted.
A minute? What do you mean you're triangulating our position? This isn't the time for stargazing, you miserable lump of circuits.
Alright, is everybody back? Looks like most of you are back.
Eyes jumping from his long-range
Most of you back?
scanners
Okay.
to the TIEs angling in on him.
Well,
He
we
tried
lost
to summon
signal.
the Force to let it guide his hands, but 3PO's chatter and the flashes of laser fire kept throwing off his concentration. The what?
Yeah, I apologize. Looks like most of you are back. It shouldn't take me long to get back to where I was, but unfortunately, I live off grid and I have 4G, so sometimes the tower goes down.
Starboard shields flared as the TIE's lasers struck home, and alarms began to blare.
R2, divert the power!
Luke said, hammering at the Imperial fighters with the Y-wing's turret guns. The more maneuverable Imperials were wheeling in all directions now, swooping in on their slower target. Focus, Luke told himself. Use the Force. He rolled the Y-wing over to starboard, trying to protect the vulnerable shield, and mashed down on the triggers. One of the TIEs vanished in a cloud of flames. But almost immediately, another fighter streaked up from beneath him, its laser cannons raking the Y-wing's hull. The starboard shield flickered and died, and with it, Luke felt his connection to the Force slipping. The frigate was peppering them with blasts now too, bouncing the fighter up and down. Luke squeezed off a flurry of shots at one of the remaining fighters, forcing its pilot to abandon his attack run. But his wingman took advantage of Luke's distraction to drop behind the Y-wing. Green flashes lit up space as the TIE fighter's blasts ripped through the starboard engine. Red lights blinked frantically on Luke's control panel. "Try to increase the power!" he yelled, firing desperately at the two fighters hunting him and weaving left and right in an effort to throw off the Imperial's aim. The starboard engine's power levels climbed, then plummeted. Laser fire knocked the fighters sideways. The TIE that had hit them streaked away from the Y-wing, cut right, then turned and raced back toward them, aiming at the battered fighter's defenseless starboard side.
This is the end!
Luke fired at the TIE, but the Imperial pilot refused to deviate from his course. He kept coming, waiting to line up the shot that would destroy the engine and leave the Y-wing helpless in space. Luke tried to turn away, but the fighter was barely responding. "I'm sorry, Ben," he thought. "I'm sorry, Father. I tried my best." He braced for impact and was shoved back into his chair as the Y-wing shot into the safety of hyperspace. R2 beeped, perhaps a bit smugly.
Well, you certainly took your time about it.
As the two droids continued their long-running argument, Luke exhaled in mingled gratitude and disbelief. But there was no time to waste. The Y-wing was barely flying. They'd been saved by the tough old fighter's ability to soak up damage. But they needed to find a spaceport in which to make repairs. And they needed to do it quickly. Luke rejected R2's first choice for a starport. Then, the next three. All were either too far away or tightly controlled by the Empire. "That's enough, R2, he said. "We're going back to Deveron." R2 whistled in objection.
But Master Luke, our mission...
3PO began. "Send an encrypted message to the fleet," he said. "Tell them I'll resume the retrieval mission after we repair our fighter." R2 started to hoot at him, but Luke shook his head. "No, my mind's made up. Take us to Deveron." That's where the Force was telling me to go, Luke thought. This time, I'm going to listen.
On a sunny October afternoon in 1933, two young men, taller than most, hurried across the University of Washington's campus. The school was perched on a bluff overlooking the still waters of Seattle's Lake Washington. A gray, overcast morning had given way to a radiant day, and students were lounging on the grass in front of the massive new stone library, eating, chatting, and studying. But the two boys, both freshmen in their first weeks of college, did not stop. They were on a mission. One of them, 6'3" Roger Morris, had a loose, gangly build, dark hair, and heavy black eyebrows. The other, Joe Rance, was a pencil-tip shorter, but more solidly built, with broad shoulders, powerful legs, and a strong jaw. He wore his blonde hair in a crew cut and watched the scene through gray eyes verging into blue. The boys, who had recently met in engineering class, rounded the library and descended a long, grassy slope. They crossed Montlake Boulevard, dodging a steady stream of black automobiles. After a few more turns, they followed a dirt road running through open woods and into a marshy area at the edge of Lake Washington. As they walked, they began to overtake other boys headed in the same direction. Finally, they came to a point of land jutting out into the water. An odd-looking building stood there, an old airplane hangar covered with weather-beaten shingles and inset with enormous windows. The sides slanted up toward the roof. At the front, a wide wooden ramp stretched from enormous sliding doors to a long, floating dock. Lake Washington spread out to the east. The canal, known as the Cut, stretched to the west, connecting to Portage Bay and the calm waters of Lake Union. A crowd of young men, 175 in all, milled about nervously. They were mostly tall and lean like Joe and Roger, though a dozen or so were noticeably short and slight, and they all shared the same goal. They wanted to make the University of Washington's freshman rowing team. A handful of current team members, older boys wearing white jerseys emblazoned with large purple W's, stood with their arms crossed,
Jeez, how
eyeing
far
the
down
newcomers,
was it?
sizing them up. Joe and
Oh, it
Roger
doesn't.
stepped inside the
Damn.
building. Along each wall of the cavernous room, the long, sleek racing shells were stacked 4 high on wooden racks. With their polished wooden hulls turned upward, they gleamed in white shafts of light that fell from the windows overhead. Faded but still colorful banners from rival colleges hung from the rafters. Dozens of spruce oars, each 10 to 12 feet long and tipped with a white blade, stood on end in the corners of the room. The air was dry and still. It smelled sweetly of varnish and freshly sawn cedar. The sound of someone working with a wood rasp came from the back, up in a loft. Joe and Roger signed in, then returned to the bright light outside and sat on a bench, waiting for instructions. Joe glanced at Roger, who seemed relaxed and confident. "Aren't you nervous?" Joe whispered. Roger glanced back at him. "I'm panicked. I just look like this to demoralize the competition." Joe smiled briefly, too close to panic himself to hold the smile long. For Joe, more than anyone else there, something important hung in the balance that day, and it was more than a spot on the crew. He already felt as if he didn't fit in with most of the other students on campus. Most of the young men around him were city boys dressed neatly in freshly pressed woolen slacks and expensive cardigan sweaters. Their fathers were doctors and lawyers. They were mostly unbothered by the problems plaguing so much of the country that fall. America was in the 4th year of the Great Depression. 10 million people had no job and no prospect of finding one. No one knew when the hard times might end. As many as 2 million people were homeless. In downtown Seattle that morning, hungry men stood in long lines waiting for soup kitchens to open. Others prepared to spend the day trying to sell apples and oranges for a few pennies apiece. Down by the waterfront, in a crowded shantytown called Hooverville, mothers huddled over campfires, and children awoke in damp cardboard boxes that served as their beds. Joe himself had been on his own for years, with no one at home to support him. Every day he wore the same old wrinkled hand-me-down sweater and the same dusty old shoes. He had worked for a year after high school to save up enough money to pay for his first year of college. Yet his savings were probably not going to last. If he ran out of money, there was a good chance he'd have to drop out of school, head back to his small, bleak hometown, and look forward to a life of odd jobs, foraging in the woods for food, and living alone in a cold, half-finished house. A spot on the freshman crew could prevent that. Each rower was guaranteed a part-time job on campus. That job might just
What were we
bring in
listening
enough
to?
money
I
to
thought we
get
were
Joe
listening to
through
Star
4
Wars,
years of
man.
school. Then he could earn an engineering degree and find a good job.
How did
If all went well,
that happen? It's totally not what I was listening to.
Rebel scum, put your hands where I can see them. You see this? You'll pay for your defiance, rebel scum. Inform Lord Jarrett we have the man he's after.
Aside from a bunch of connection issues today, it's going pretty good.
How nice to see you. I am Lord Jarrett.
How you doing?
I'm doing very well, Citizen Catan. You, on the other hand, are suffering from mild radiation sickness with severe stomach.
It's not letting me put it away.
Two broken ribs. The result of a few
Oh well.
pills from my rather
There, out of the way.
and a significant amount of internal bleeding.
What's up, Al? How's it going, man?
I see quite well, Citizen Catan. I see right
I saw you got Obsession out as a playtest.
and I know the Force. But you cannot hide it from me, Catan. Awareness is within you. Small, as yet unpowerful, but the Force is with you. For that alone I should kill you. Instead,
Ah, I like that.
How disappointing. I expected more from a rebel leader with your reputation. A snappy reply, a rebel slogan, perhaps even heroic silence. I obviously overestimated you. Squad says at the time, use your head. Tell me who you take orders from and where can I find them?
A Gamorrean princess delivers my orders every morning. She lives under my barn. You'd like it there.
Well, you are the hero after all. Very well. If you will not use your head, Catan, then I will.
Oh yeah, I forgot about this thing.
Come forward. Yes, sir. Many years ago, I had someone
Put a bunch of stuff inside of it.
Southern Space Force. A plain, rather Spartan facility, as I recall.
I want to use this instead.
Changed.
No, sir.
Excellent. That being the case, I would like to handle this.
No.
Install this head where all may see inspiration from it. In the meantime, I want the following message sent to Emperor. Sullen has been pacified. Your obedient servant, Jarek.
I'll send the message immediately, sir.
The waste of my time. But as I recall, he had a son. What is his name?
Kyle! Hey, Kyle!
Shh! Odom, I'm over here.
Kyle, it's bad enough you insisted on meeting me in the Academy library, but why are you hiding in the cooking section?
Because no one ever comes here. Have a seat.
All right, Kyle. What's this all about?
I've got something I need to get off my chest. A couple of things, actually. And you're my roommate, the only guy I can really trust in the whole academy.
I'm all ears.
Okay. As you know, we all just went through our senior missions as cadet leaders.
Yeah, and I hear you got great marks for yours.
But it didn't exactly go the way they say it did. Listen. I was getting ready for my first real command, the Omega mission. As you know, it's a senior cadet's first time leading real soldiers in real combat. It's also his last chance to show whether or not he's worth the thousands of credits the Empire poured into his training. I guess now I know the answer.
We are 3 minutes from 8-3 to Dark to check life support. Prepare for insertion.
Copy that. All Stormtrooper squad, systems check, top down. This is Cadet Leader Kyle Katarn, all green.
Sergeant Major Hong, all green. Your platoon is ready, Cadet Leader.
Affirmative, Sergeant Major.
Rankers tune up your inside yet?
I beg your pardon?
Don't mean nothing by it, sir. Just you cadets coming out of the academy usually get so nervous it's like you got rankers in your rib cage.
The Sergeant Major was right, but those tough old gundarks will step all over a rookie officer if you show fear, and I wasn't going to give them the satisfaction. Whatever I'm feeling's none of your business, Sergeant Major.
Yes, sir, Cadet Leader, sir. But trust me, kid. Just get your academy training and we'll all come out of this just fine.
Thanks, Sergeant Major. Listen, is it true what they say? I mean, when they send seniors like me out on their first command assignments to see if we can handle it, are most of these missions walkovers?
Ain't no walkovers where the rebels are concerned, Cadet Leader. I don't care what they say on the Hollow News. Ask any grunt who's going up against the Rebs. They're always outgunned, but they still put up a fight. Only good rebels and dead ones. You're gonna get your chance at making plenty of dead ones.
Let's run down the mission one more time.
Yes, sir.
We touched down on an asteroid in the middle of nowhere. No atmosphere, there's gravity, but it's low. The recon droids say there's a small rebel base buried in the asteroid's surface.
Right.
Intelligence thinks the rebels are trying to set up a relay station to transmit illegal broadcasts to the nearby
Snap on
systems.
the bottom.
We're here to break in and wreck the place.
Knock and shock. Yes, sir.
Atmospheric decompression underway. 30 to Dark.
Copy that. All squads, 30 to dirt. Lock and load.
You load your blaster like a vet. You're gonna do all right, Cadet Leader Kyle Katarn.
We're down. Doors open. Go, Sergeant Major, go! Sergeant Major Hong got the platoon down by the numbers. In seconds, we were standing on the surface of the most lifeless rock in space. Some of the Empire's computer freaks could probably tell me why the rebels had picked this asteroid, but I couldn't care. All I wanted was to get off that rock with my life and my command intact. Okay, Sergeant Major, we got 6 buildings on the surface. A comm dish and a landing pad. I marked the dirt line.
Copy that, sir. Half a kilometer. No problem here, sir.
No roads. They should be pouring fire on us by now. So where are they? Send the scouts. Tell them to stay sharp. This place is too darn quiet.
Affirmative, sir. Smart move. Okay, Dobbs, Krang, Sutu, take a look. Somebody built that comm dish. Find him.
The scouts went out on their bellies, low-crawling across the dusty surface of the rock. Thanks to the low gravity, every speck of dust they kicked up hung in the air like a target.
Easy meat for any snipers around. If anyone's around.
No one was. I ordered the platoon to double time it to the airlock doors.
Everything's ready, Cadet Leader. Charges are set.
Blow the airlock.
All right, boys. Let's knock on the door. Go, go, go! Everybody set!
Move
Come
it,
on,
move
move it!
There's no one here.
Look at Cadet Leader. It's too quiet. So either this base is abandoned or else they're
Ambush! Everyone down! Return fire!
Hold it together, Morley!
Maintain fire! Sergeant Major, what's your evaluation?
We got 30, maybe 40 rebels ahead of us, sir. Mostly blasters, but some pre-Imperial weaponry, vibro-action, stuff like that. I told you these Reds can fight.
One of them's charging!
Stay back!
Watch it, sir! Nice shot, Cadet Leader.
Oh, I just killed that woman.
Sir, they're falling back.
I just killed another bee.
Sir, they're retreating. Request permission to advance, sir.
Affirmative, Sergeant Major.
All right, move out. Make them eat laser.
Medic to the front!
Yes, sir. Cadet Leader, are you okay?
I'm fine. Check out that woman.
The rebel?
Check her out. Is she
Dead?
Yes, sir. Nice clean shot, too. Burned the hole right through.
That'll be all, Medic.
Cadet Leader,
Sergeant Hong, report.
we've secured the chamber just inside the airlock, sir, but we paid for it. The platoon has suffered 30% casualties. Rebels have fallen back to another chamber beyond this one.
How about the wounded rebels, sir? Give them aid and put them out of their misery.
Put them out of their misery. Why waste effort on this rebel?
Negative. Our people come first, the rebels after that. Military intelligence will want to interrogate the prisoners.
Yes, sir.
So, Sergeant Major, our instructors taught us that when things go bad and we need advice, we should ask for it. What do you think? Should we pull out or press ahead?
I say we call for reinforcements, then press ahead. Revs have got to be hurting, and I'd hate to use up even more lives breaking in all over again.
Copy that. C1 to R1, over.
R1 here, go, over.
I need a sit rep. Any activity out there, over?
The rebels sent some coded comm traffic, C1. I've got a feeling they have backup on the way, over.
Stupid cadet. You forgot this was a communications station. Grease the antenna, R1, and tell the command ship to send some reinforcements. We took 30% casualties getting into this place, and there's no end in sight. Acknowledge, over.
Burn the link, call for backup, got it. Hang in there, C1. Out.
All right, Sergeant Major, enough goofing off. Move them out.
Okay, people, you heard the Cadet Leader. Let's finish what we started. First squad first, third squad second, second squad.
Sergeant Major Hong was like a machine getting those men into gear. I got the feeling none of them wanted to keep up the attack with the rebels fighting so fiercely, but you couldn't be sure. It's the best part about those stormtrooper uniforms. They don't stop blaster bolts the way they're supposed to, but at least they hide the fear and fatigue on your face.
Rebels retreated down a tunnel beyond this chamber. Scouts report no sign of them there now, but they ambushed us once.
And they'll do it again. But we don't have much choice, do we, Sergeant Major?
Welcome to the real war, Cadet Leader.
How far do you say we've come?
Odometer reads 1 kilometer. This is one long tunnel. You sure you want the men using the air supplies in their armor, sir? Readings show this tunnel is pressurized.
That's affirmative, Sergeant Major. I want everyone on life support. Don't ask why, just call it a hunch. David! Everyone down! Everyone all right?
So much dust kicked up, I can't see a thing. Squad leader, sound off!
Squad 1, all accounted. Squad 2 here. Squad 3, all here.
I like your hunches, Cadet Leader. If we weren't on life support, we'd all be choking on dust right now. What's even luckier, if that cave-in was meant as a booby trap, went off too late. All our men were past it when it fell.
And that's when I got another one of those hunches. I haven't told anybody this. I probably never will. I'd be drummed out of the Empire or kicked over to the Psych Labs for research or both. But I swear by all the stars that this is the truth. Right when Hong started talking, something flashed through my mind. I saw into the future. I saw that corridor filled with rebel blaster fire. It wasn't meant to fall on us.
What?
It was supposed to fall behind us. It's a trap. Hit the deck. Don't fall forward. Down. The rebels are firing through the holes in the walls.
How'd you know this?
Never mind. There's no crawler ahead of us. Wait for that. Use it for cover. Prepare to engage.
Not a good place to be.
We took out a few more rebels, but by the time we reached the far end of
what
the
the
tunnel, it
hell?
was sealed up tight by a Durasteel door. We couldn't go back. The cave-in blocked our escape. And if we went forward, no one knew what was waiting behind that door. R1! Come in, R1, over. No answer.
Could be the thickness of the rock interfering with the signal.
Or the rebel reinforcements drove the assault ship off, or anything. Doesn't matter. There's only one way to go now, and it's through this door.
Yes, sir. They're gonna be waiting for us, sir.
Affirmative. Set the charges.
Charges set.
Blow the thing to Dantooine and Sergeant Major, and let's take them out! We blew the door and jumped through the hole. I think every stormtrooper in my squad expected to be cut down by rebel fire, but instead, we came up against the last thing we expected. We're surrendering! We've taken the base. Sergeant Major, search the prisoners for hidden weapons.
Break that, open fire.
That's enough! Hold your fire! Hold your fire!
Sir, I count 15 rebels surrendering here. There are only 7 of us left. We're outnumbered. Standard operating procedure says execute all prisoners.
I know what the book says. I say no.
What else do you say, sir?
I say... That's when the next thing happened that I still haven't told anyone. The thing that would probably get me court-martialed if anyone knew. Sergeant Major. That rebel over there. Do you recognize her?
Recognize her, sir?
I mean, from any of the pre-mission tapes. Maybe in the Apollo video. Is she someone we're after? She looks familiar somehow.
She's just another rebel to me, sir. Never saw her before.
Bring her over here.
All right, rebels, snap to it. Cadet leader wants to see you. Move it!
Keep your filthy hands off me.
You're lucky the cadet leader's a gentleman's sweetheart. You know what'd happen if I were in charge.
But you're not, Sergeant Major. You there. Who are you?
Someone who hates your guts.
Her words were angry, but there was something else. Something in her eyes. Something peaceful. Something that made a connection with me. I tried to find an excuse to keep talking. This room looks like the communications center, is it?
Great instincts, hotshot. What tipped you off? All the monitors and video screens?
Sergeant Major, activate one of those monitors. Let's see if we can contact the assault ship.
Monitors on. I mean, 2 ships approaching fast.
Those aren't ours.
The rebel reinforcements.
That's it, sir. Let's grease the rebs and blast our way out of here.
Negative on greasing the rebs, Sergeant Major. There's been enough killing today.
Imperial soldiers saying that?
With all due respect, sir, the rebels wasted 2/3 of your command, and we'll kill even more of our troops if you let them go.
The answer is no. Download any information from the base computer net, then let's find a place to hole up until our own troops arrive.
Yes, sir. Under protest, sir. Jonesy, pull the memory mods from the transmitters. Haku, set some charges. We don't have much time here.
Take cover!
They're here! Rebel reinforcements! Right!
Sergeant, all the squads return fire!
Kyle, I can't believe that story.
I thought I was dead. Odom, I deserve to be dead.
Don't be ridiculous.
It's true, Odom. I risked the lives of everyone in my command. But instead, I get rescued by our reinforcements, and now I'm practically a hero. Even the Commandant of the Academy, General Mock, went on record as saying so. The official report says I went above and beyond the call of duty. I know different. And that girl, who was she? How did she get under my skin like that?
Kyle, if a pretty girl's your biggest problem, you've got nothing to worry about.
But what about that feeling I got, Odom? I can't explain it. I just knew there was an ambush. Listen, I know you're a pretty religious guy, Odom.
Now, that's none of your business, Kyle, even if you are my roommate.
I know the Empire cast a cold eye on religion.
Yeah, and I'd probably lose my ranking if the Empire ever found out I'd studied with the Vamar monks.
So keep it down, will you? Your secret's safe with me. I just need some advice about something Dad always talks about. A kind of power they used to say existed in the galaxy. Does your religion say anything about the Force?
The Force? Well, not much. They just always used to say.
Hey, River!
I know that voice.
Oh, me too. I'm slipping out the back, Kyle. I'll see you at the mess hall.
There you are, Rimmer. I thought I saw you come into the library, doing a little last-minute research, huh? It's too late to start learning your officer's code of conduct now.
What do you want, Nathan?
Oh, you too good to talk to me now that you're a hero?
Don't call me a hero, Nathan. And don't call me a rimmer either. Just because I come from the outer rim doesn't mean you boys from the core systems.
Yeah, whatever. Listen, how's the noggin? It's really good to see you up and around again.
Thanks. My head still feels like the entire Imperial Navy's using it for target practice, but otherwise...
Hey, you headed to the mess hall?
Yeah,
Great.
I guess.
Let's see. I'm starving.
What's this about you and the mess hall, Nathan? I thought you Core World boys had your meals flown in by Mommy and Daddy.
Well, normally we dine with the peasants. But my esteemed father, who happens to be Governor
Dal Donar II of Dara 4. I know.
As I said, my esteemed father and mother are jumping in from Dara 4 for the graduation ceremony, so I'm afraid I'm on my own until this afternoon. Which means it's your lucky day, Rimmer.
I think my headache's getting worse.
You know you're the talk of the Academy. I've heard about 15 different versions of the story, but everyone's got the same basic line. Cadet leader Kyle Katarn, on his first mission, encountered unexpectedly heavy opposition. Rather than turn back like any average soldier would, Katarn fought his way through the corridors of a major rebel installation, killing no less than 436 insurrectionists and disabling an important communications station.
Would you just lay off?
As the rebels closed in on the beleaguered Imperial heroes with several rebel gunboats en route, Cadet leader Katarn summoned reinforcements. One of the rebel ships escaped, but the other was destroyed by Katarn's second wave. Heavily armed commandos swept through the base, finding Katarn and the surviving 6 members of his command wounded and barricaded deep in the heart of the rebel fortress.
The surveillance equipment you installed around the Academy has proved quite useful, General Mock.
Thank you, Lord Jerry. But I confess it was really meant as a deterrent against unruly cadets. I never intended to spy on individual trainees like this.
I have my reasons, General. This young man, Kyle Katarn, I have a rather unique interest in him.
May I ask what that is? I mean, considering that Kyle is one of my students.
Indeed. I had a brief but meaningful acquaintance with his father. His life was wasted. Perhaps the boy will be different. I'd like to meet him.
Shall be as you say.
So, the reinforcements arrive. Special Ops commandos blasting their way into the rebel base where they find this barricade set up by our troops. One of the commandos jumps into a pile of bodies, pokes his head over the barricade, and sees the last few stormtroopers huddled back there. "Where's your cadet leader?" the Special Ops guy asks, and the trooper answers, "You're standing on him."
Thanks, Nathan. I feel much better now.
Don't take it bad. Remember, it's just the story is so much better when I tell it.
Hey, he's right, Kyle.
Thanks a lot, Odom. You're my roommate. You're supposed to be on my side.
Oh, what can I tell you? 4 years of living with your bad jokes. It's good to hear a funny story once in a while. Oh, hey, speaking of stories, how much did you exaggerate the story to your father?
Yeah.
Yeah, what did he say when he heard you were a real-life hero?
Yeah, let's hear this.
I haven't told him yet.
Haven't told him? Oh, man, the first thing I did after my senior mission was get my old man on the commnet and brag till I was blue in the face.
Yeah, and all you did was roust a bunch of Minox out of an abandoned warehouse.
I'll tell him. It's just that my father doesn't go in much for war stories.
Not even stories about blasting rebels? Well, what is he, a rebel sympathizer?
No. In fact, he even wanted me to come to the academy. It's just that he wanted me to get an education, not to become a warrior. He just values life, that's all. Doesn't like to see anyone get killed.
All senior cadets report to the parade grounds. Graduation ceremonies begin in 1 hour.
This is it, boys! Freedom is 0 minus 60 minutes and counting!
Cadets of the Imperial Training Academy, this is your hour. This is your moment. But you should not think of it as your moment simply to bask in the glory of your recent achievements. This is your hour to prove yourselves. The Emperor spent more than 500,000 credits to feed, house, educate each one of you over the past 4 years. Not because he thought it would be the nice thing to do, or because he likes military parades, but defend the Empire. Empire that is being attacked from within. And that's your job. Find the rock, cut it out, and restore order.
She wasn't rot. That girl, I don't know what she was, but it wasn't evil. It couldn't be evil.
Shh, quiet, Kyle, or you'll get us in trouble.
Consistency flows from a single plan. The best plan, the right plan, the Emperor's plan. Thank you. Congratulations on your accomplishments. And now for the awarding of special medals of valor and effort. The following cadets, please step forward. Rand Allen.
Well, this is it, Kyle. Countdown 0 minus 2 or 3 minutes, and we are officially officers in the Emperor's Navy. And I can't wait. Standing out in the sun in our dress uniforms, it's hotter than Nick line.
Yeah, I'm sweating right through my shirt. Hey, Mac, who's that guy standing next to General Mock?
What, who? The blind guy there? Dressed in black with that strip of cloth across his eyes?
That's him.
Well, I don't know. But from the looks of it, I have to say... Hey, that's you! What? You're getting a medal! Go on, get up there!
What's this all about? I don't deserve this. I mean, I guess I should be happy, but... Oh, that man up there with the general makes my blood run cold.
In recognition for his valor and bravery in the face of the enemy, the Emperor hereby presents Second Lieutenant Kyle Katarn with the Medal of Valor, as well as the Empire's heartfelt gratitude. Well done, Lieutenant.
Thank you, sir.
I, too, wish to offer my congratulations, Lieutenant Katarn.
Thank you, sir.
Jerry. Lord Jerry.
Thank you, Lord Jarek.
You have accomplished a great deal for one so young. Recognition is sweet, is it not? However, remember that recognition is a gift given by those who have power to those who do not. This is but the first step, my young friend. Climb the ladder swiftly. Join those who possess power and claim what is yours. In the meantime, wear this medal as a reminder of our meeting.
What's happening to me? Jarek touched my hands. It's like an energy is surging through me. Not from him, from inside me. I suddenly feel everything. Like I'm in touch with everything. Oh, I can hear my own heartbeat. The ticking of someone's watch. A woman laughing. But not here. She's laughing a kilometer away. I feel like I'm connected to everything. There's a candy wrapper blowing across the plaza. General Locke is hoping the ceremony will end soon. He wants to get back to his mistress. How do I know that? What's that voice?
Kyle Katarn,
Yes.
you may step down now.
Oh, yes, of course. Thank you, sir.
It is my honor to welcome
Oh, that's retarded.
the latest class of Imperial officer.
Hey, Kyle, you okay?
So, I don't know.
That sure does a lot of work.
Something weird happened up there. I can't explain it.
Yeah, you zoned out. And you missed the best part of the whole celebration.
What's that?
That blowhard Nathan Donor just passed out from the heat. So much for the official ceremonies, Kyle. Time to go bloke face, assuming you're willing to consort with peasants, what with your medal and all.
Meg, please.
Hey, who was that guy in black, anyway? A snappy dresser he ain't.
Beats me. He called himself Jerry, for whatever that's worth. Some kind of government official, I think.
Well, whatever. Listen, my parents invited you to dinner. Something about meeting a hero. As though my assault on a deserted weapons factory had no value whatsoever. The nerve of these people.
The static, Meg. Your parents don't want me, they want you. As well they should. I'll take a rain check.
Oh, negatory on that, oh decorated one. Just because my parents come from the core worlds, don't lump them in with these other high-orbit types. We don't look down on rimmers the way Nathan Donar does. So, are you coming peaceably, or shall I drag you?
Will your sister be there?
Be careful what you wish for, Katarn. You might just get it.
In that case, it's a deal. But let me step into our room. I gotta change. This starched shirt is stiffer than a gun dart's neck.
I don't believe this.
Looks like the boys have been to the bistro already. Hey, you guys, get out of here. Give me some peace and quiet, will you?
See ya, guys.
Very funny.
Yeah, they better not let the commandant catch them singing that song, or they'll be pulling maintenance duty on Sir Carpa's fort. Let's go already. We're late for dinner.
I'm hurrying. Just let me change my shirt.
Oh, hey, Kai, you've got a message. The incoming mail icon on your computer is blinking.
Probably just a generic congratulations message from the commandant.
Nope, nothing on my computer. Looks like you got a special delivery.
Well, go ahead and punch it up for me, Mac.
Okay, let's see.
What's it say? Why? What's going on? Get out of the way, Mac. How bad could it be? Let's see. To Second Lieutenant Kyle Katarn from Command Sector blah, blah, blah. We regret to inform you that your father, Morgan Katarn, was killed during the battle. No further information is available. This is someone's idea of a joke.
I don't think it's a joke, Kyle. Here's the official statement. I'm so sorry.
Dead. Killed by rebels.
Look, Kyle, you know I don't flaunt my religion around here for obvious reasons. But at times like this, we can take some comfort in knowing that there is a grand scheme.
No offense, Mac, but please spare me your religious cliches. Just... Mac, back on that rebel base, I wasn't a hero. In fact, I could have greased more rebels. Instead, I let them go. Now I find out that rebels murdered my father. You know how that makes me feel? I saved them, they killed my father. I wish I'd wiped them all out. And if I get the chance again, I will. I swear I will.
Oh, no, you won't.
Jan, it's the chance of a lifetime.
No way, Roscoe. You think after what happened back on that asteroid, I can go on a cruise ship? I want to get back in the trenches. I need to strike back at the Imperial goons that killed my team.
All the more reason to cool your engines, Jan. And these orders came right from the top. Look, every being in the rebellion has a personal score to settle with the Empire. I'd love to get my hands on the imps that raided the station. We lost people on that asteroid, too. We just have to pick the right time. And now isn't it?
But it is the right time to take a vacation. Space cruiser.
Not a vacation. Recruiting trip. You never know what you'll find on these star cruises.
Good evening, sir, and welcome to the cruise ship Star of Empire. My name is ND4, and I'm one of the many service droids whose job it is to make your cruise a comfortable one. May I take your bag?
Sure, I've just got the one
Thank
here.
you. And may I see your data ticket?
Sure, it's right here.
Ah, very well. So nice to have you aboard, Lieutenant Katarn. Is this your first time on a star cruiser?
But yeah, I just graduated from the academy, and I've got some time before my first tour of duty, so I thought I'd celebrate with a little vacation.
Yes, sir. We encourage all our Imperial officers to take a nice long vacation. Your cabin is located on the Starlight deck. Right this way, please.
Starlight deck, huh? That sounds promising. I take it that means my room has a viewport out into space?
Well, no, sir. It is, however, located in the very center of the ship's activity.
Near the game rooms?
No, sir. The sublight engines. Right this way. Most of the elevators stop on all 40 decks, sir. Although some decks are restricted to ship's personnel only.
It's a big ship.
More than 2 kilometers long, and equipped to carry 5,000 passengers, sir. Owned and operated by the Hajj family.
The Hajj family? Yeah, they're an interesting bunch. They give discount rates to Imperial officers like me, but I also hear they share coordinates with the rebellion.
Share coordinates, sir? I'm afraid I'm not familiar with the term in context.
I mean, they're close to.
Ah, a metaphor. As in league with or connected to. Excellent, sir. One must keep on one's toes when dealing with as many species as I see in a day.
Anyway, is it true about the Hodge family? Because I'm not sure I can ride on a ship owned by people with rebel sympathies.
I couldn't say, sir. My programming doesn't take me much farther than the elevators, I'm afraid. This is the Starlight deck, sir. And your cabin is right here. Oh, how convenient. Inside, you'll find everything you need right at your fingertips.
It's because I can stand in the middle of the room and touch all four walls. This cabin is tiny.
Yes, sir. Enjoy your stay.
Thanks. Well, there's no end to spend much time in here. Let's see what's happening on this heap. Clubs, restaurants, sabacc lounges, exercise room. Everything costs too much for a lowly lieutenant's salary. Isn't anything free around here? Here we go. Observation deck. Sounds nice. I'll enjoy a nice quiet view of the planet before the ship launches. Excuse me. Sorry. Yes, excuse me. Everyone else had the same idea. Oh, pardon me.
That's quite all right.
I didn't even see you and your droid there. It's kind of crowded up here. I swear people are bumping into me on purpose.
Well, forgive me for saying so, but it's the uniform.
What do you mean? This is a brand new officer's uniform.
Exactly. May I assume you're a recent graduate of the Academy?
As a matter of fact,
Then you haven't spent much time out in the real galaxy. And no offense, but you're going to find that that uniform earns you more sneers than salutes out here.
What you're saying could be treason.
Treason? Not me. I'm just a businessman telling you the way of the galaxy. If you don't want to get bruised, you might look for another place to lounge. The observation deck's always a popular spot. Now, personally, I prefer the sabacc tables. Unfortunately, they don't open until the ship launches. So I suppose I'll just have to enjoy the scenery until then.
That is a pretty spectacular view of the planet.
Perhaps, but I was referring to those two stunning creatures at that table over there. Do you think they're sisters?
Probably, since they both bear a striking resemblance to the great dragon glaring back at you.
Well, there's nothing like an overprotective mother to ruin a cruise. Oh, well, I think I'll freshen up before the real fun begins. Come on.
Oh, don't tell me.
Hey, Rimmer! How are you, old boy? Don't let anybody on Star Cruiser these days, won't they?
Hello, Nathan. Last time I saw you, you had just passed out during the graduation ceremony, and you were drowning your shame in Norbanian grog. How's the hangover?
It's long gone, old Rimmer. It's long gone. But all right already. Enough rubbernecking. It's time to meet my father. In fact, how about lunch? As you can see from his 3 chin, the old man's rather fond of good feed, but we can latch up.
Are you kidding? Why in the world would a core world snob like you invite me to
Father? Father? Here he is. This is the war hero I served with.
Oh, I see.
Come on over and meet my best friend.
Let's blow the landing pad.
How was that run of stew, Kyle?
Excellent, Governor Donar. Thanks again for lunch.
Oh, think nothing of it, my boy. Nothing but the best for one of Nathan's proteges.
Right.
Oh, try some of these candied insects. They're a favorite among the Kubas. The Star of Empire keeps a few cases of them on board just for me.
Really? You must travel quite often.
Well, my duties as governor of the Dara Force system do keep me busy, but one must find time for the pleasures in life. Don't you agree, Nathan?
Oh, yes, sir.
So, Kyle, exactly why does Nathan call you a war hero?
Decorated war hero, Father.
Decorated, you say?
Huh?
When? Why?
During the graduation ceremony for valor on a rebel-held asteroid.
Of course, of course. Here, have some more wine, my boy. How silly of me to forget. Congratulations, son. A Medal of Valor is something to be proud of. Indeed. I'm afraid I'm not familiar with the name. What line of business is your family in?
My father is a craftsman and a farmer, sir.
Craftsman, I see.
No, at least he was. He died recently, murdered by rebels.
Rebels, you say? Blasted their miserable hides. A pox on every single one of them.
Your voice carries, Father. Remember where we are.
I don't care where we are. I've said it before and I'll say it again. The only good rebel is a dead rebel. You mark my words, son. The Emperor has something in store for this so-called alliance, and your father will be avenged.
Thank you, sir. You speak as if you know something specific.
I do, my boy. I do. Unfortunately, I can't share official secrets, even to a brave young officer in the Emperor's Navy.
Pardon me. Pardon. Please, excuse me. Governor Dunbar.
Indeed.
My name is Lando Calrissian.
Ah, well, greetings, Citizen Carissian. Oh, excuse me, this is my son Nathan and his friend Kyle Katar.
We've met on the observation deck.
Indeed we did. Well, how odd to run into someone again so soon on a ship this big. Governor, now I hear that you know your way around a sabacc table. And I hope you might honor a small game I'm organizing.
Sabacc? Well, I have been known to dabble.
Dabble. Governor, I think you're holding out on us.
Well, Carissian, I confess I have my share of luck.
Well, I wish you'd send some of it this way, Governor.
What's the matter? Had enough, Carissian, or shall we go for one more round?
Well, if you insist. Deal the cards.
Uh-oh.
Why do you sound so cautious, Kyle? My father's won the last 3 rounds.
Can't you see that gambler's just setting him up?
Now what makes you say that?
I don't know, just a feeling. That Calrissian knows his way around a sabacc deck. I guarantee you he's got something up.
Kyle? Care for it, Kyle?
What's wrong? That girl.
What girl?
That one, wearing the green tunic. I think I recognize her.
Kyle?
Be right back.
Kyle?
Excuse me. Pardon me. I think I saw her go down that hallway. If I could just get through this crowd. Excuse me.
Pardon me. Nonsense. That would be me. As you see, I am a Rhodian, and it seems humans find our scent to be, shall we say, unappetizing. I've tried to hide it with this cologne, but...
Stick with the body of her friend. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm trying to find someone.
Of course, officer. Most interesting.
I'm sure she came this way. Now where? There, down that corridor. I'm sure it's the rebel from the asteroid. Got to catch her. I need to talk to her. What am I saying? I need to arrest her. She's one of them, and they killed my father. Oh, an intersection. Which way could she... Oh, excuse me.
Yes, officer.
Did you see a young woman come by here, about 5'3", dark hair, and a green tunic?
Why, yes, officer. She went down that hallway to your left.
Thanks. Oh, wait! Hold that elevator, wait! Oh, blast it! She must have gone in this elevator. There are only 2 decks below this one, and according to the diagram, the second one is off limits to passengers. I can still catch her if there's a maintenance shaft. With a ladder. A quick slide will get me down as fast as an elevator. Here goes. Whoa!
Careful now. That's no way to slide down a ladder. What if you fell and broke your neck? What would the Emperor do then?
Roscoe, that's enough. The passageway is clear. Bring him out of the maintenance tube.
Don't struggle. There's no way you're gonna break this chokehold, and if you put up a fight, I'll snap your head right off. Understood?
Roscoe, bring him over here.
Come on, Roscoe. Waller's got the storage doors open. Bring him into this cargo bay.
In you go, boy.
Thanks for the shop. Let me return the favor.
You call those punches? What do they teach you officer types in the Empire?
To fight dirty.
Oh, I'm gonna enjoy pulping you.
Hold it right there, officer. Don't try anything else. Those 3-on-1 in here, and Waller's got a holdout blaster that'll burn a nice hole in your pretty new uniform. You keep still, Roscoe. You asked for that one, and you learned something in the bargain. The lieutenant may not look like much, but he took our asteroid station.
All the more reason to kill him.
No.
You've had a change of heart. A while ago, you were the one all hot to kill Imperials. Now we've got a chance. I say we dump him down a garbage chute and go get lunch.
No, you also said we had to pick the right time. I don't think this is it. I was on that asteroid. This Imperial could have killed us. He should have killed us, but didn't. That took guts.
So where does that leave us?
Well, that's up to him, Waller. What do you say, Imperial? You gave me my life, I'll give you yours.
I'll take it.
Store the hardware, Waller.
Why should we trust him? The fact that he's not completely heartless doesn't mean he's one of the good guys.
Enough, Waller. I'm Jan Ors.
Kyle Katar.
Glad to meet you, Kyle. Do I have your word? No funny business so long as we're aboard this ship?
Considering that your friend's finger is itching to pull that trigger, I'd say it's the best deal I can make. So yeah, We've got a deal.
What's his word worth? A Hut's breakfast?
This is my show, Roscoe. Waller.
Affirmative.
Now, Kyle, why were you following me?
You people are pretty impressive. You set this trap on the fly, didn't you? Totally improvised.
Improvisation is what we do best. Now, why?
I can't say exactly. I guess I wanted to talk to you, to learn more about what happened. You probably won't believe me, but most of the troopers who died on that asteroid were good men.
A lot of good people died that day.
I really
That's
annoyed
how
I had
war
to drop
is.
that.
You chose to be a soldier. What did you expect?
Yeah? Well, what about my father? He was a craftsman, not a soldier. And the rebels killed him anyway. Explain that.
Killed by... what planet?
A moon called Sullen. It orbits the planet Solus.
And your father's name?
Morgan Katarn.
Jan, do you think he's...
Kyle, where did you get the idea that your father died at the hands of the Alliance?
I got a message from the commandant of the academy.
Some of the old-timers always say the Force moves in mysterious ways. Come on, I've got someone you should meet.
Jan, no. This is a mistake.
He's got a right to know the truth. Now, that's what this rebellion is about, or it's not about anything. Come on, let's get to my cabin.
So, how'd you swing a cabin up here on the luxury decks?
Let's just say some of the crew members are sympathetic to the cause. There.
Nice place.
AC, come on out. I want to introduce someone.
Yes, Jan. What can I am about unauthorized access, manipulation, or interference with me or my programming, data storage modules, or other systems will result in the detonation of 4.2 kilos of Plytex 9
Hey, what's with this?
I have identified a class 3 threat, and in accordance with my programming, am taking appropriate action. Detonation sequence activated. Countdown initiated. 10, 9.
We've got to get out of here.
Override code Alpha Bravo Zeta 1906. Execute.
Override authenticated. Detonation sequence terminated.
Glad to hear it.
As I am, sir. I have no desire to blow myself up unnecessarily.
Sorry about that. You triggered his destruct program. It was the uniform, combined with the fact that AC is something of an orphan. The reason for that will become apparent in a moment. But first, when they sent your team to that asteroid, did they say why?
No, not exactly. They said the objective was to take out a communications relay station. I didn't think I needed to know anymore.
It was more than just a relay station. The truth about the Emperor and his many atrocities is one of the most potent weapons the Alliance has. Once aware of it, neutral parties become more sympathetic. New alliances are formed and support is solidified. But the Emperor controls galaxy-wide communications, and the vast distances between planets makes it difficult to spread the word.
You're talking trees.
Big ass wing.
In order to get proof to neutral planets, the Alliance has reporters, beings who roam from planet to planet, often within Imperial-controlled space, collecting stories for dissemination to those willing to see and hear.
Where would you
Many
even
of
put
these
that?
reporters have companions, like AC, who are equipped to capture, store, and edit whatever they witness.
That's crazy.
Once the stories have been prepared, they're broadcast throughout the Empire by communication stations, like the one on the asteroid you invaded.
So, we stopped you from broadcasting anti-Imperial propaganda. Why should I care?
Kyle, AC here was partnered with a woman named Candace Ondi. She died on Sullen, covering the story you're about to see. AC, show Lieutenant Katarn the battle for the Sullen G-Tab.
Affirmative.
You recognize the place in this hollow projection.
Sure. I grew up not far from there. Those are the mountains near the geothermal tap that my father and the other colonists on Sullen used to get power. I also see it's being attacked.
By who?
Looks like pirates. They're dressed in ragtag outfits. And I see a few rebel insignias.
Keep watching.
That Imperial walker. Someone's painted a rebel insignia on it. But it's not very likely. If the rebels ever did manage to capture one of those weapons, I doubt they'd put it to such casual use.
Exactly. Anything else?
Yes. The way those so-called rebel troops are moving in on the defenders. Standard Imperial formation. Those are stormtroopers dressed up to look like rebels.
Correct. Keep watching. It gets worse.
Morgan Katarn, leader of the rebels in the south, only in trouble. They don't have much time left. With luck, this protocol droid will escape the battle and spread the images of this bloodbath to every planet in the galaxy. To make sure everyone knows our story, I'm recording exactly
I always suspected he felt some sympathy, but I never knew. He never told me.
A lot of us keep secrets from our loved ones, Kyle.
He even let me go to the Imperial Academy. He wanted me to get an education. Did you know him?
I knew of him.
What happened to him?
I don't think you should watch, Kyle. It's not pretty.
Show me.
After he recorded his message, Morgan fought off the Imperials while AC made his escape. He knew the droid had to survive so that he could prove who really destroyed the Sullen colony. It took AC hours to reach the spaceport. By that time, the Imperials had gotten there ahead of him. AC took these hollow video shots of the spaceport.
I recognize him. But what's that stuff on the wall? There never used to be decorations in the spaceport.
AC's about to zoom in, Kyle. I'm warning you, it's not...
Oh, by all the stars! Those are heads! They've covered the wall in decapitated heads! And that's my... No! No!
Watch the recording.
Yes, Ross.
It's a tough way for anyone to know the truth. What's this on the floor?
This is Medal of Valor he tore it off. I think it means a rebel was born today.
Star Wars. Dark Forces. Soldier for the Empire. In the early days of the rebellion, a tentative alliance is formed. Lieutenant Kyle Katarn, who had devoted the last 4 years of his life to the Imperial Academy, had just returned from his first successful mission as an Imperial officer. Hailed as a hero by his teachers and awarded a Medal of Valor, Kyle himself was deeply troubled. At the moment of victory, he had allowed a group of rebels, including a beautiful young woman, to escape. As thoughts of the young rebel troubled him, Kyle learned that his father had been killed. At first, Kyle blamed the rebels for his father's death. But a fateful meeting with the same beautiful rebel revealed to Kyle that the Emperor's servants were responsible for the murder. In a swift act of defiance, Kyle tore the Medal of Valor from his uniform, utterly rejecting the Empire. Now, the young soldier hovers between light and shadow, caught between the evil Empire and the fledgling rebellion. And no one knows which side will claim him.
Battered old ship needs to be totally overhauled. I can't believe I've flown it this many light years and spit and positive thinking. Oh, if the rebellion doesn't assign me a better ship, I swear...
May I help you, ma'am?
What? Excuse me?
I offered to help you in repairing your ship, ma'am. That is, lady, that is...
Jan. You can call me Jan, and thanks for the offer, but you're not even a maintenance droid.
No, ma'am. I'm a porter droid. However, the crew of the Star of Empire ain't to please. Besides, all the maintenance droids are currently occupied.
Yeah, well, thanks, but no thanks. I can handle this myself.
Very well. Jan, have a nice day.
Now then, just release the last bolt on this motivator plate. I could lower the whole motivator and work. Big mistake. Forgot how heavy these motivators are. Should have called a maintenance droid. Even that stupid porter. Don't know how much longer I can hold it.
Say, that looks heavy. You need help?
What makes you say that?
Mind if I lend a hand?
If it'll make you happy.
There we go. Easy does it.
There. Thanks.
You should have used a floor jack or called for a maintenance droid. You could have hurt yourself.
Thanks, but I do all right by myself.
Well, we all need help now and then. Speaking of which, need any help with this ship?
No. Well, sure, I mean, we don't call her the truly sorry for nothing.
Truly sorry, huh? That's how I feel just right now.
Let's see if the Academy taught you anything useful. I'll work on this wiring harness, you tackle the diagnostics.
You bet.
Say, you know your way around this ship. You ever worked on one of these things before? You're working like an expert.
I guess. My dad always used to say that too. I don't know, sometimes when I relax, things just sort of happen. It's like I know what to do without knowing, you know?
You sound like some of the old-timers in the rebellion who talk about the Force.
And you sound like my father. He was always talking about that old religion too. I never put much stock in it myself. Still.
Finished already? That's impossible.
If you say so. I can always take it apart again if that makes you happier.
No. You just saved me about 5 hours of work.
I told you, I just sort of let my mind go and things happen. Unfortunately, I can't conjure equipment out of thin air. The sensor package needs to be totally replaced.
No problem. That's one of the few things I actually have a replacement for. If you could just...
Jen?
Yeah.
I want to join. I want to do the kind of work you do.
I don't exactly have the authority to recruit agents, Kyle. But I know the people who do. We're scheduled to part company with the Star 2 days from now. Assuming your repairs hold. You're welcome to come along.
Well, this is turning into an interesting little scandal after all.
Yes, it looks like the officer and the young lady have decided to share coordinates.
Share coordinates? What do you mean?
A metaphor I learned recently. It isn't important. In any case, I told you they looked suspicious.
Yes, and when I saw him go after that woman at the casino, I knew something was up. Good thing that mini transmitter you planted on the woman's ship is coming in loud and clear. You know, for a porter droid, you've got a good eye for suspicious characters.
I owe it all to my years of experience with you, Snyder.
Ah, yes. You could do worse. I am a unique individual.
Unique? You are a Rhodian, are you not? I thought many Rhodians were bounty hunters.
Of course, but none of the other bounty hunters are as smart as I. For instance, most bounty hunters wait for the Imperials to put a price on their enemy's head, and then they traipse all over the galaxy looking for the bad guys.
That is the usual method.
And a great deal of work, too. Me, I do the opposite. I identify people that ought to have a price on their head, and then I go to the authorities. It's a great deal less trouble.
I see. So that is why you have lived on the Star of Empire for the last 7 years?
Precisely. So many people travel on board this floating pleasure palace every crew. I always find someone who's worth their weight in credits. Oh, but these two, I've been watching them since you pointed out the Imperial officer to me. Them, plus the 2 rebels working with the girl, plus that droid. I could retire on this bounty.
How will you collect?
No problem. There's an Imperial official right on board this ship. His name is Governor Donal.
Governor Donar, there is something here to see you. It says its business is quite urgent.
Very well, send it in.
I'm surprised at your father receiving an unannounced visitor.
Oh, don't be, Nathan. I'll do nearly anything to take my mind off the fortune I lost to that Calrissian fellow.
Greetings, Excellency.
Ah, what's that smell?
Governor Donar, stories of your wisdom, generosity, and strength are more numerous than the stars.
Indeed. May I be of some assistance, Citizen Slider, is it? You mentioned a matter of some urgency, I believe.
Your Excellency steals the words straight from my snout. I, like many members of my species, make a living as a bounty hunter. Not from a desire to accumulate credits, but out of our love for the Empire.
Yes, of course. Just exactly what are you selling?
Your Excellency cuts to the very heart of the matter. There are at least 3 rebel agents aboard this ship,
as well as a droid who may carry valuable data. And last but not least, an Imperial officer who seems ready to desert.
Officer? Rebels? Who? Where?
I have the answers to your questions on this holocube. May I?
Indeed, play on.
But I know the people who do were scheduled to part company with the Star 2 days from now. Assuming your repair is full, you're welcome to come along.
What? By the Emperor, that's Kyle.
As you can see, he clearly plans to desert to the rebel cause.
Rebel treachery.
I can't believe it. Katarn was never political enough to become a traitor. More likely, he's fallen for a pretty face.
Damn their miserable lies. Sending trollops to corrupt our officers.
I'm sure Your Excellency will agree that this information has proven quite valuable. I will even offer my services in the capture of these hounds. For, of course, an additional fee, which we can
Yes, but first things first. We'll arrest the lot of them and put an end to this outrage.
I'm exhausted. I did more work on that ship of Jan's than I've done in the last 2 terms at the Academy, and it's still not half done. Oh, I could use a nap. What's that sound? Oh, message signal. Computer, play message. Audio.
Hey, Rimmer. Nathan here. Just a word of the wise girl. Stay clear of the girl. And be ready to answer some questions. She's not pretty enough to waste your career on.
Oh, no. Computer, connect me to the room with Jan Ors, now.
Hello?
Jan, it's Kyle.
Kyle, we worked like Siberian dogs today. I'm taking a nap.
No, you're not. Listen, someone, my guess is Governor Donar, knows about the team. They could arrive at any moment.
Copy. Grab what you can and meet us on the hangar deck.
Right.
I'll call the others. Hurry.
Oh, I didn't think the hangar bay was this far away. Never thought I'd be happy for all those morning runs in the Academy conditioning class. Roscoe, Waller, get ready to rock it.
Get on board the ship. Me and my blaster rifle are guarding the rear.
Has Jan arrived?
Not yet. We got the message to meet her in the hangar bay, but I thought she'd be here before us.
Where's Waller?
Up in the laser turret.
Okay, I'll crank her up. You cover Jan and AC.
Guy who made you win.
Can you fly this thing?
Nah, Jan's the pilot.
Well, I can.
Glad to hear it, Admiral. But how you gonna open the hangar bay doors?
The hangar bay?
No, big Durasteel jobs. Keep all the ships in the hangar right over there.
You cover Jan, I'll handle the rest.
Come on, AC, get your servos in gear.
Affirmative, Jan. I'm right behind you.
Okay, the corridor's clear. Let's go. Run!
Are they stormtroopers?
Oh, doesn't look like it. A couple of military types. Officers, I think. An old fat guy that's probably the governor Kyle mentioned. An Erodian. Bounty hunter, I'll bet.
Thank the maker. That means they won't be as accurate as...
Oh, AC! AC! Oh, bless the luck!
You! Stay where you are!
I promise you, AC! I'll come back for you if I can!
Okay, systems power up, comm links and engines online.
That you, Jan?
Sorry, Waller. I know I'm not as good looking, but I'll have to do. You just keep on those guns. Okay, let's see if I can really fly this thing. This is truly sorry to hangar control.
Control here.
Request permission to depart hangar bay 5 minutes from now.
You better be truly sorry, friend. Departure request must be filed at least 30 standard hours prior to liftoff. Permission denied.
I've been breaking rules all day. No reason to stop now.
Control to sorry. Return to your slot, power down, and lower your ramp.
No can do, Control. Open the doors, or I'll open them for you.
My scanners say you don't pack enough punch. Return to your slot before someone gets hurt.
Looks like you're right, Control. But I've got another idea. Hey, Waller, see that shuttle on the far side of the hangar bay? Blast it. Blast it now.
He means it. Sound the alarm. This is an emergency. Clear the hangar deck. I repeat, clear the hangar deck. Stand by for emergency depressurization. This hangar is going vacuum in 0 minus 60 seconds. Repeat, hangar depressurization in 60 seconds.
Roscoe, we're primed for launch. Those doors are open, so get yourself an oxygen mask.
I'm way ahead of you.
Where's Jan?
No need to panic, Admiral. There she is. She brought company. Come on, Jan. Kick it into hyperdrive.
I'd like to see you run.
Almost made it. Kyle, she's almost at the ramp.
Whoa, Jan and Roscoe are still out there and they've got the suit. We need to buy them some time.
Time to practice on moving targets.
Oh, nice shooting.
Okay, we're on. Hedge closed. Go, go!
I could do some property damage before liftoff.
Negative, we're about to catch heavy fire. Next stop, deep space.
Status, Kyle.
50 kilometers off the Star of Empire's hangar deck and increasing the gap. Engines are 50% max. It's insane. Sorry, is well named.
You got us out of that place. Not bad for a place 9 years to get.
Thanks, Kyle. Looks like I owe you all over again.
Sorry to break it for you, but I got bad news for the gun turret. You got company.
The rebel ship is taking
Ah,
evasive
cool.
action.
Look at all the stuff that's
No way
animated.
that junk heap can match our personal yacht.
With all due respect, Your Excellency, we would already have caught them if you hadn't insisted on dragging this damaged droid aboard.
So it's nice that Daratech finally decided to make it so it's on everywhere, not just his little space station. Appears to have changed the name of it.
We can't take much more of this.
Kyle, any chance we can outrun them?
Not unless you can get out and push. These old engines are at max. How about a hyperspace jump? We can lose them in a hurry.
We could, if the nav computer knew our coordinates. You didn't happen to load in our position, did you?
My hands were kind of full.
Well, let's hope the computer picks up a hyperspace beacon nearby.
Bro,
in the meantime,
what are you
I'll run the
doing,
star
man?
scans through the system. That'll tell us where we are.
Which is in deep trouble. They're gaining.
2,000 kilometers and closing. Excellent. Nathan, how are you doing on that droid?
I think I have it, Father. Just one more connection. There!
Suspended fleet, make me. Oh dear, I've been shot. Where am I now?
You're aboard an Imperial starship. I am Lieutenant Nathan Donar.
An Imperial officer.
That's gonna be maybe confusing when it
Unauthorized
comes.
access, manipulation, or interference with me or my programming, data storage modules, or other systems will result in the detonation of 4.2 kilos of Flight X9 explosives.
Oh, this whole thing's about to blow up in our faces. If we don't reduce speed, these engines will burn up.
Bring the ship around.
What?
Just do it. Do it!
What's your plan?
Oh, we can't outrun them, so that leaves only one choice.
Blow our brains out?
Right idea, wrong people. Waller, give them everything you got.
Copy that.
Oh, this is useless. You might as well use a slingshot against those
Well,
shields.
you got a better idea? I'm open to suggestions. Oh! What? The Imperial ship is gone.
Lucky shot?
No one's that lucky. It must have been an internal explosion, but I don't know.
Hey, what happened to AC?
Oh, I see what he's talking about. His
They must have
interior
brought him
is
on board the
looking
ship and gotten
absolutely
systems
terrible.
online. They shoved a uniform in front of his
They
sensors
they
and
do look
blammo.
kind of bad, bro. Not gonna lie.
I liked him.
It looks a little rough. What is all this? What's
That ship. All those lives.
Imperial lives, Kyle. Taken by a rebel team of which you
What's
were
that?
a part. Like it or not, you're definitely part of the rebellion now.
Man, is this thing gonna fry my game if I fly it? I kind of like this, how it's not touched and how empty it is. I can kind of.
Welcome aboard the
I like
Alliance
to
flagship.
decorate
The
my own
Dreadnought
shit.
you
That's
call me
really
home.
bothering me though.
I heard the rebels had snuck into
What
one
the
of the
hell is
old
that?
war museums and stolen a dreadnought. But I figured it was just
Uh-oh.
propaganda. Nope.
You hear that?
Stole her and refitted her.
Where'd you take her to be rebuilt?
I can always hear my audio stutter right before it's gonna crash from something. Oh god.
Still, the most powerful effect is psychological.
I have a
Stealing an
lot
entire
snapped
battlecruiser
and
proved
merged,
that the Alliance was
so.
strong and the Empire wasn't invincible.
Okay,
So,
let's go.
She's impressed.
Liftoff looks good.
Too bad one
Systems
class starts. Finally stand still.
Whoa.
like my
Tell, the way those guards frisked me back there, you'd think it was
What the
awesome.
fuck was that?
the way you are. Right through you. Greetings, Kyle Katarn.
Now I have Daratech moved way down, lower than all my other ship.
But we had a mutual friend one. A Jedi Knight named Ron.
Jedi. I remember my father always talked about one of those old mystics. I figured it was just nostalgia.
Nostalgia can be a powerful tool. It helps us remember that goodness is not impossible. Jen tells me you're just looking for agents. Why?
I want to find the people who murdered my father and killed him.
I understand how you feel, Kyle. Believe me, we all do. But we must struggle to remain objective. The people who killed your father are evil. But the
Man, I
greater
don't like
evil lies
that.
behind them and sits on the stolen throne.
Once we
why
defeat
it's
that,
doing that.
once we
Also, why
defeat
is it not
Palpatine,
shining in the
murderers
sun?
will be found. So tell me,
Like I'm
could you
aimed
put
right
your
at it.
personal needs aside long enough to tackle a mission so important it may change the course of the rebellion?
Yes. I think so.
Good. May the future forgive me if I'm wrong, but I'm going to take a chance on you. We are not as well equipped as the Empire, Kyle, and sometimes I must fall back on a most rudimentary tool, my intuition. It tells me that this is the right thing to do.
I won't let you down.
Please turn your attention to the holo projector.
Ah, I see it. That's some kind of artificial moon or a grid of a small planet.
No, Kyle. The Imperials call it the Death Star, and it's an apt description. Once this battle station is completed, it will be capable of destroying an entire planet.
What? That's impossible. I was an engineering student at the academy. They were always asking us to come up with ways to do things like that. You need a laser strong enough to penetrate through miles of rock, hitting a planetary core and triggering an explosion so massive it would tear the world apart.
Exactly. And the Death Star mounts the most powerful super laser ever constructed.
The Emperor has something in store for the so-called Alliance.
What was that?
I just remembered something Governor Donar said. I think you're right. There is talk of building this thing. But is it real?
Oh, it's real. The battle station is nearly complete. It currently orbits the Despaired Penal Colony. Once completed, it will measure 120 kilometers in diameter. We'll have a complement of 27,000 officers, almost 775,000 troops, pilots, and other combat personnel, along with an additional 400,000 support personnel and 25,000 stormtroopers. The Death Star will also carry assault shuttles, blast boats, strike cruisers, dropships, land vehicles, and more than 7,000 TIE fighters. Its hull will be protected by 10,000 turbo laser batteries, 2,500 laser cannons, and more than 700 tractor beam
It's hard to get a zoomed out picture because the damn thing fucking has that weird cloud. See?
What's the
What the
mission?
hell is that about, bro?
The research complex where the Death Star was designed is located on Danuta. We want you to go there, find your way into the facility, and retrieve those plans.
We'll see if I can't build anything after this.
The Death Star could be destroyed.
That's what it used to do to me. It used to lock me out of building anything.
You're talking about a suicide mission. Why not launch a commando raid instead?
This is a diagram of the city on Danuta where
Bro.
the Imperial Research Facility is located. The city is called Trier. The spaceport is here, the fusion plant here, and the
I'm gonna go try and land somewhere. Let's go to Jaffa. Then I go shoot some stuff too.
We could send in a commando team with a slightly higher chance of success, but
Actually, I'm gonna go to my
risk
outpost.
destroying that community in the battle to get in and out. Do you think we should? What would your Imperial trainer say?
Send in the commandos. It's the success of the mission that counts.
Not here. Not to us.
I let my dog out.
Through psychological manipulation.
Sometimes, if I think it will work. What do you think?
Did your agents provide anything else?
Just this.
Some just look like they're from inside the facility.
They are. One of our agents managed to reprogram a maintenance strip. This is video of the room in which the plans are kept. You can see a few Imperial officers moving around, and there is the U-shaped frame that houses the key. The key itself is that
He's up because he's up. You don't have to go anywhere. You're a big faker.
What's that? What did you see? Did you know that, officer?
Thought I did, but I was wrong.
I see. So, Kyle, what's your decision? Will you take the mission for the rebel cause?
Rebel cause. But for my father, yes. I'll take your mission.
Well spoken, Kyle. You'll find someone outside who will take you to your quarters. We'll speak again shortly. So, Jen, what do you think?
I was scared that we wouldn't die. The chances for survival were slim.
And that bothers you?
Yes.
Do the two of you have a relationship?
Not in the sense you mean.
Could you kill him if you had to?
Kill him?
Oh, it's not up yet.
Yes, if you deserve
I'm like, where's this up?
Katarn lied. The officer in the holo is named Odom Mack. He was Katarn's roommate at the academy. And his friend. His only friend.
Maybe that means something, and maybe it doesn't. Don't forget about the lives he spared back on that asteroid.
Or his actions on the star, not to mention the fact that the Imperials killed his father.
Yes, but what if the whole thing were planned? The head could be faked. What if his father is alive, held prisoner against Kyle's actions? What if the whole thing is part of a complete
I'm seeing a
plan to
lot
place
of
a spy
jank.
in our ranks?
Look at that
The
outfit.
Empire is capable of that and
What's that
much
from?
more.
See, it's
want
like
you to
invisible.
Watch his
It's
every
like
move and kill him if he turns on us.
right there.
Can you do it?
But what then?
We have a backup. Our forces on Tukrawa
They're like
may
little
have started
streaks. I don't know if you guys can see it, but they're like going
Problem is that
this
those
way.
plans don't show engineering schematics. We need both sets to ensure success.
Send someone else, like me.
And it looks alright as long as you're not too far away.
He knows how they think. Besides, the Emperor is notorious for hating women, almost as much as he hates aliens. A man stands a much better chance of getting into what may be an all-male facility.
I mean, that looks pretty sick, actually. I'm not gonna lie.
Yes, Jan. Kyle is expendable.
That looks pretty awesome.
Hello? I said hello!
I really like the
How you
cockpit.
doing? That depends on who's asking. I'm looking for the deck master. Could you power down that arc welder for a minute?
All right, I'm the deck master, but don't ask for no maintenance droids. They're all busy.
No, sir. I'm on a mission assignment, and I'm here to select a ship.
Ooh, select a ship. What do you think this is, a Hutt's trophy room? You got a chit?
Yeah, straight from the hands of Mon Mothma herself. Here.
I didn't know I could shut that off.
All right. Checks out. More instructions from those metalheads up in the bridge. But listen, people like you who come down here in civilian clothes almost never return the ships you check out. And when you do, I spend weeks patching up the damage. I don't know where you folks go or what you do out there, but it's hard on my inventory, so be careful.
I'll keep that in mind.
You got the ship in slot 3, and take good care of it. It may not look like much, but she'll get off the ground. And the Alliance will deduct the damages from your salary.
I'm not even sure I get a salary.
10 on the deck from your high. Now, excuse me?
One thing they don't teach them in a rebellion is etiquette. All right, slot 3. Must be down, this way. Say, these are nice ships. X-Wing class. I'd love to make orbits on one of these babies. What's the number? 6. 25. 4. 6. 5. 4. Number. You've got to be joking. This isn't even a ship. Hey, I thought you said this thing would get off the ground!
Sorry, I was like trying to play from the living room. Oh.
What's your name, you old freighter?
Hey, does this actually work?
Well, since I've just flown the crew, sorry, I guess that name suits me just fine.
Dude, no way.
Hey, Moldy Crow, next stop, suicide mission.
Well, here's my ship.
Are you sure you're the courier they assigned
Why are
to
you in
take
a
me?
spacesuit?
You seem awfully young.
You're Jan Ors, right? Headed to the city of Trid on Danuta? Then I'm your pilot, and this is my little ship.
Little is great.
Don't knock him. He flies like a beam of light. Give me your satchel. Oh. Lady, I'd say you brought too much makeup.
Could be makeup. Or it could be the half-dozen grenades, 2 knives, the ounce of Plytex, the Garrett, lockpick, and electro-binoculars I carry.
Maybe you should just hold it. You ready?
Always.
Good. Strap in, keep your mouth shut, and hang on to your lunch. You'll be standing on Danuta before you can wipe the stardust from your eyes.
I'll use them to keep my little bit of tricks here to be sure never betray the rebellion.
Available room is right this way. My last tenant was quite fond. He was a most pleasant fellow.
Was he hard of hearing?
He may have mentioned something to that effect, but no certainly makes up for the noise. Have a look out that window.
I can't even see out of this window.
Please forgive. One will certainly have the windows cleaned if you say. Yes, you can see all the way across the spaceport. Night landings are especially
To the ear.
one wishes to land in the city of Trid, one comes here.
In that case, it's perfect. I'll take it.
Oh, whoa! I'm just trying to land in the city of Trid. I didn't mean to fly into restricted space.
Unidentified freighter. This is the Nuda Orbital Patrol Ship, X-Ray 29er. Report your commanding officer's name, number of passengers aboard, cargo, port of origin, and business on Nuda.
Moldy Crow to Imperial X-Ray 29er. Copy that. My name's Drexel, Dan Drexel, and I'm the sole person aboard. My port of origin was Drog 6 in the corporate sector. I've got a load of high-priority spares for the Broadsport Mining Corporation. Rel Farley's the assistant manager there. Tell him the first pint of grog's on me.
X-Ray 29er to Moldy Crow. Have clearance for Trid.
Yeah, thank you, Crow.
The prospectors are being uploaded to your nav. Hello. They are inside them. Any other flight plans? Hazardous to your health. Have a nice day.
Kyle, by this time you should be fine. Students are making their approach at Trid. Our scouts are little good to report in the city. A planned collection of precincts.
Okay.
Hello. Imperial contractors. The spaceport is on the eastern edge of the city. Your true target is on the far side of the spaceport, the Imperial Research Facility.
Let's just make a pass before landing.
Now, a short distance from the spaceport, you should see the fenced and shielded edge of the research center.
Yeah, but what's that huge black
In the
lake in
distance,
the
you'll see a
distance?
huge black lake. On closer inspection, you'll see that this lake is actually the solid surface of the planet. It's been superheated until liquid and then allowed to cool. Our spies tell us that this was accomplished using a small-scale model of the Death Star's super laser. It had only 1/100th of the Death Star's power. Imagine what the actual weapon
Why are they all still wearing?
It'll crush planets to a pulp.
Now, the plans to the Death Star are inside that research facility. You must get them. The fate of the galaxy depends upon it. Good luck, Kyle.
Great. No pressure. No pressure at all.
I'm so confused.
Welcome to Trid.
Thanks. And you are?
Standard
The local Imperial
O2.
Customs agent. Let me see your documents. Your name is Dan Drexel.
Everybody was fine before.
You look familiar to me somehow.
Have you delivered to Trid before?
No, but I've done work for the Empire before.
That's so. Seems to me I saw your face in a debriefing. Wait here, I've got to check this out.
Kyle, come on. Can't you see what he wants?
Wait a minute. I know you're just doing your job, but I got dragged out of hyperspace by an uncharted gravity well and I'm way behind schedule. Can we settle this right here? I'm not sure I understand your meaning.
Call his bluff, Kyle. Call his bluff.
You don't need to take my meaning, friend. You just need to take these credits. Right. I just forgot my debriefing this morning. Belong.
Yes, yes, Kevin. Good job, Kyle. You just learned how the Empire really works. You could make a decent rebel after all.
This town's about as attractive as Hut's backside. The only thing keeping it going is the research facility. I guess this town and I have something in common then, because the research center's the only thing keeping me here too. Oh, but there's no way to stay inside. Those sensor screens and guards posted everywhere. That much security. I wonder how Mon Mothma managed to sneak a droid inside to take pictures. And an even better question, what happened to it afterwards? It's obviously not around to steal those plans for the rebels itself. Oh, no, down before. May I be of assistance? I think so. It's pretty dark in there. I can hardly see you. Are you one of the Bamar monks? I am. You stand before the threshold of our temple. Great. I'm looking for an Imperial soldier named Odom Mech. I was hoping he might be here. We have no Imperial soldiers here. Soldiers do. I know. Odom keeps his religion a secret, but his secret's safe with me. I'm an old friend. That's how I know your afternoon service is starting right about now, so I figured you'd be here. Now please, let me in. Come with me. Do you seek the path of enlightenment? If I did, I wouldn't look here. Why do you keep this place so dark?
true enlightenment.
Man, that sucks. The feeling it's nuking my game.
How can the mind know when the body's worried about stubbing its toes? That I trip over anyway. By Empire, what is that?
Sorry, I was tired of sitting down. I had to stand up.
That is one of the enlightened.
It's a brain stuck in a jar. And it's being carried by
All
some
right,
kind of spider.
back over by the computer.
It looks that way to the unenlightened. When a Bamar monk attains enlightenment, his brain is removed from his body and placed inside one of his brain walkers, so that he may contemplate the universe without distraction.
My babes are supposed to go into bikinis. It's totally a safe
Can we
world.
just find Odom?
He is praying in here. Odom Mek, you have a visitor.
Kyle Katarn!
Hey, Odom. Glad to see your brains are still on the inside.
Oh, and you've utterly lost yours. You're the most wanted man in the Empire right now. Do you know what'll happen to you if you're caught?
Couldn't be any worse than being enlightened.
Why does this sound like Will Ferrell?
Sorry, look, Odom. I need your help. There's a plot that has to do with...
Odom totally sounds like Will Ferrell.
Can you not here, not here. I'm in the middle of my prayers. Meet me in a cantina called the Blue Moon in 15 minutes.
It's totally Will Ferrell. Just imagine him in his elf outfit reading this right now. It makes it so much funnier.
I don't know. He went into some old building. I tried to follow, but they wouldn't let me in.
Has he made any suspicious moves? Any attempts to betray us?
Negative. He made a surveillance sweep of the research center, then headed for the temple or whatever it is.
I cannot emphasize the danger enough. If he gives you the slightest suspicion that he's turning on us, he must be eliminated. Is that understood?
Understood, but I'm not sure that he's...
So what do you guys think? Do you guys like the having the Star Wars audiobook in the background while we're doing non-story related stuff? Or would you prefer just to have the regular game audio?
And knowing how Imperials like to spend their off hours, I'd say my best bet is the...
Welcome to the Blue Moon. You looking for a job? Sweet stuff.
No, thanks. I'm looking for a guy just under 2 meters, looks like a farm boy.
Sweet stuff. What do you want with him when you got me?
What you got, I don't need, laser brain.
What's up, Insane?
Guy you're after's right over there.
Where?
Over there. That booth, talking to that guy in the uniform.
Uniform?
Yeah.
You mean...
Yeah. Talking to that Imperial.
Every time. He wants you to say amigo, Dioji. You gonna say it? Speak for me? They want to hear you say amigo.
I can't believe you betrayed
You gotta give a shout out to all your homies. Say, amigo! Yeah, nah, he's still worn out, man. They were gone for like 3 days.
Doesn't seem like your kind of place.
Out in the mountains somewhere, so he's still super lazy right now. Let's check out creations real quick.
Look, Mac, thanks for coming to me.
Turn that down just a little bit. I want to just see if anything's new, because I'm addicted to creations, I guess. I'm addicted to good new mods. Like this one. Totally worth the $1. Remember, I'm playing from a phone, so your performance is going to be much better than mine, probably. I have like 160 mods on a phone. It's not the best setup. I have a ton. But let me check my ship section real quick. 'Cause I do have like 30 ship mods. And I did put it way down here. I was trying to keep it kind of separate from Matilda.
Just relax. Just put the blaster down. You first. Okay, fine. See? I'm holstering my weapon. Besides, if I decided to kill you, you'd be dead. What? You're a traitor. You deserve to die, Kyle, but someone else will have to do it.
You have it all wrong, Jan.
What about Odom? You told Mon Mothma you didn't know him, but I just saw you meet with him.
I wanted to protect him, to leave him out of it.
And now?
I pulled him in.
Yeah, that's like the best place for it. Like,
I don't know for sure. Friendship, his religious beliefs, it's hard to say.
Do you think he'll come?
I mean, the worst case scenario is we're gonna crash. No, I'm not even gonna mess with it. I'm not gonna move it unless I find a different mod to download to. Character creation extended. Oh no, man! You keep the Fortnite and Avowed stuff over there. I'm not paying $3 for some Fortnite fucking weirdo skins. Even though I am a weirdo. I'm not, no. That's dumb, man. Why? $3, dude? Because you added a color menu? See, these are like $1 mods, people. Quit trying to get rich off of some stupid skin. Like, come on, man. Like, for real. Matter of fact, let me come up here real quick. There's a couple of you that need to get kicked in the nuts real quick. Alright. This is a fucking shit mod, bro. You didn't beta test, you didn't do anything, and it's a fucking Bethesda special. It's garbage. Don't buy that. This, rip off. Alright. Ship wings, come on, man. $3 for some novelty wings. They're not engines. They don't do any stats change. They're nothing but a decorative. $3, dude. It's kind of like her other halves that she wants $6 for. Like this one came out good, but she's piggybacking off of Bethesda's stuff and using Bethesda assets. That's why I bought this. It's a good one. This is kind of cool. It's free. It's cool. It's a little novelty thing, which is what this should be. Not $3. And this, man, you just haphazardly threw down a bunch of fucking rugs and curtains and call it fucking $6. No way. No way, dude. No way. Alright. This mod is terrible. It doesn't bring anything that even the other free mods like Lazarus and even Hell's Gate is free. It gives you gear, weapons, unique locations, collectibles, all that. This gives you none of that, but wants money for it. No, bad. Bad mod. Bad mod. This does the same thing. It even introduces new gear, but doesn't give it to you. Bad mod. Why are you charging money? Why are you trying to charge money for a gun in a vanilla game, a vanilla gun from another game that we buy mods to replace? I literally replaced this dumbass gun with a gun that actually works right in Fallout. Like, or is that one of the Fallout ones? No, it's not. But anyways, the Fallout weapons. Like, why are you porting over vanilla Fallout weapons that people pay to replace in Fallout and then trying to charge money for them? Are you off your rocker? The textures are terrible, and let's face it, you can get all this and more free in the Project Warfare pack. Like, no point in doing that. This is a ridiculous mod that does absolutely nothing, really. Wonder why that's on clearance. Nobody wants it. Because you can get it for free. Like, paid mods are out of hand. Alright, that's it. That's enough of my ranting. Paid mods are just, they've gotten out of hand. Like, you guys are trying to charge for too much. People turning creations into a business opportunity. Like, go apply at Bethesda, bro. Like, I don't want to pay your salary. Dang. Yeah, I don't see anything new. This is cool. I just wish it was for all the weapons. And that it didn't alter the AGX files. That kind of like... That right there is a big red flag for me, man. Don't change those. That's bad. You're like, oh, there's no bugs yet. Alright, man. Not buying it. Same with this. Like, how are you going to shrink down a vanilla asset, throw the Star Shard silencer on it, and then try and charge us $3 for it? Like, man, you are smoking. You are smoking, bro. This is alright. No, where's the other one? The GTX pistol. Like, a lot of these guns you can just already get for free in the Project Warfare add-on and pack. Yeah, this $4? No, man, you're smoking rocks, bro. Some of this, dude, some of the stuff you guys are trying to charge for is just ridiculous, man. Like, do you guys even look at what's offered free first before you try and slap a price tag on it? Like, do you even play the game? It really makes me wonder sometimes if you guys, like, really play the game. This guy, like, all right, I bought the dumb highway network, which it's all right, but you can't build off of it and it doesn't go anywhere, so it's fucking pointless. More Star Yards is okay, but it's all basically each one has a go and fetch mission, and they're very plain and boring. Not worth the money. Why would you add a subway to somewhere that already has a subway? Like, this makes no sense to me. Why are you trying to charge? Like, we already have a subway. We have the mast station. It says it adds a quest, but what is it? It's a go and fetch quest? Like, residential act, like, we can't just run across the tiny town as it is. We need a subway. Like, no, man. If you're gonna do that, do it free or something. I don't know. But you guys are trying to charge for too much. Too much.
Katard here. Yeah, I, a lot better than the stormtroopers. I'm in room. You doing okay? Sounds like a stumble rattle. No,
I'm gonna hop on and see if my ship's still doing the funny thing or not. Hopefully a reload fixed whatever that weirdness was with it.
I only had that kind of feeling once before, back at the academy during the graduation ceremony. I felt, well, everything. Oh, bet you think I've jumped into the insane system.
I don't know, Kyle. Either you're cracking into the strain or the Force is with you.
Force. You're right, Jan. Oh, what's your ETA?
3 minutes to that stop. Better be there. We won't have time for lunch.
Affirmative. Katard out. Now, the plans. This room has got to be the operations room. Now, if I can just slip in quiet.
All other areas of infected seating outside window. We have an alert only in the south corridor. Repeat, this is Major Horst in operations. All sectors show clear except the south corridor. My men have one intruder trapped there. This is Ad-1. Need backup in there. Negative. My men have the situation under control. Send your Imperial Walker to patrol the south ridge. I've got reports of an incoming vessel. Could be trouble. I copy. Should be some good hunting. Hang in until we get back. Ad-1 out. Don't worry. I've got everything under control. Horst out.
I'll take that key. What happened to my men? You'll find out soon enough if you don't take your hand off that blaster.
You rebels.
I warned you! Gave you a chance, you should have taken it. Got it. Moldy Crow, this is Katard. Repeat, Moldy Crow, this is Katard.
Copy, Kyle, but I can barely read you.
I've got the code key and I'm heading for the secure room. This whole thing should be over in a few minutes. I'll either have the Death Star plans or I'll be dead.
Great. Well, if you get killed, be sure to let me know. I don't plan to come to get you.
You're as funny as a hut with a heat rash. Just watch yourself, Jan.
What?
You've got armored reinforcements headed your way.
A hut with a heat rash? Like, what the heck?
Repeat, armored reinforcements are headed into your area.
I get it. Evasive maneuvers. Ooh. Oh, that's too close. That Imperial Walker means business.
Don't mess with him, Jan. The armor of those Imperial Walkers is too heavy for your blast.
Not if I aim just right. Oh.
Jan, break off.
Negative, Kyle. I am taking this beast out or they can sweep my particles off the planet's surface. Fire! Oh.
Jan! Jan!
Do you copy? Oh, blast it! She's gone. Oh, well, there's nothing to do but keep going. Odom said the Death Star plans are in a secure room at the end of the corridor. Now, if Odom comes through one last time... Come on, Odom, open that door! Come on, Odom, don't leave me hanging out to dry! Thank you, Odom. Thank you.
Don't thank me. Just get in here before more troops come and get out of here as fast as you can.
Thanks, Odom.
never could have gotten here without you.
I can't believe you made it this far. You just took out a squad full of Imperial commandos. I didn't think that was possible. How?
I'll tell you about it someday. Where are the plans?
Inside that vault.
Oh yeah,
It's
you're
open.
just on the base right now.
Got it.
What is it?
There.
I always thought I was the biggest one.
What you are is a hero.
Damn the father. What I am is an accomplice to murder. The blood of these men is on my hands as well as yours.
Yeah, but your hands will be washed clean by the billions of lives you helped save today.
As the monks say, I will know. Just remember, I want you to not yet. Remember that last part of our agreement? I want to end up on the American track.
Right. That Russians were big enough to convince the Emperor himself.
Yep, still doing it.
Return to multi-chrome. You there, Jan? Tell me you're there. I made it to the rooftop. Come in. No. Jan! Jan, come in! I'm here! I've got company. This is it. But I'm gonna take out as many of them as I can!
Hey there, partner. Need a lift?
Jan! I thought you were dead!
And let you show me up? No way. Lowering ramp. Scanners show a clear path into the atmosphere, Kyle. But you better hurry. We've got Star Destroyers en route.
Jan, I'm glad to see you!
Oh, Kyle, I'm so glad to see you too. I'm glad the mission was a success. When I saw how many troops there were.
I know. I don't know how I made it. Or maybe I do. Something helped me. I think it was the Force.
Kyle, did you get what we came for?
Right here.
Stealing those plans could be the most important blow the rebellion has ever struck.
So I guess now I've convinced you I'm not a double agent?
It's a start, Kyle. It's a start.
Star Wars, Dark Forces, Soldier for the Empire, adapted by John Whitman, was based on a story written by William C. Dietz as the first of a three-book story arc that bridges the events in the LucasArts Entertainment Company's popular computer games Star Wars, Dark Forces, and Jedi Knight. This has been a production of Highbridge Audio in association with Tom Vagley Productions. Star Wars, Dark Forces, Rebel Agent.